Today is my first year anniversary of moving out on my own, and today also is Easter Friday. So during the same time as horrible things happened to me on Easter, I think it's Easter Friday, Easter Saturday or Sunday, one of the days. A very scary thing that happened to me when I moved out, which is, yeah, it was like on my second week. I still remember till this day. It was my second week on moving out, and oh boy, on Easter Friday 2016 was when you're just moved out on your own, not having all the knowledge or skills, or how to find a good rental. And this is me, and I literally, my roommate, we had shared the same wall. So imagine the other person lived next to me. All right, so pretty much he was an ice addict. And I was living there 1 week, I was doing my thing, trying to adjust to this new lifestyle. And when it comes to Easter Friday, before Easter Friday, it was on midnight. And also, yeah, he was on ice, and he was just banging on my wall, screaming, slapping, shaking his bed. To be honest with you, I thought he was having BDSM sex the whole time. And I said to myself, you know what, maybe this guy is only doing it for, I'll give him another extra hour. And he kept repeatedly going throughout the whole day. And it's a very crazy thing to go through. And that was one of my scariest moments when I moved out. That is the scariest moment. I felt like my mental health skyrocketed at the same time. Yeah, I was moving out within a month and a half. I moved out 4 houses because of that situation, and it's a horrible experience. That is one of my horrible experiences. Now, second of all, my second horrible experience is I was lack of living, independently, as in cooking. So I did not know how to cook or anything besides steamed veggies, and I wanted to do a way. Just cutting out carbs and everything, which a lot of people would do nowadays. And I try to get to legume, eating beans. Now, I know it's difficult to get to that stage, shifting being Chinese, eating rice to all the way to beans. And I've been told you have to soak the beans overnight, and then you cook it, and then yeah, that's how you eat it. And which I've did it for a couple of my 3 weeks of eating beans, and towards the end I did not know why do you need to soak beans, to be honest with you. I don't know what's the reason. So I was being an idiot and try to be creative. Instead of soaking my beans, I've just put in my slow cooker raw. This is raw, like dry one, and put in the slow cooker and cook it for 8 hours. Put potatoes and curry, just make a curry, beans. And throughout my journey I nearly killed myself. My organs was aching. During that same period of time I was swimming a lot, and my swimming started to decrease because my stomach's aching. It went so severe that my heart beat so hard, short breathing, stomach was hurting, liver's hurting, big intestines hurt, and small intestine was aching all the way through. And I have to go for endoscopy, and doctors had no idea what was going on. I went through Chinese medicine, and man, that was painful. That was a lot of money, the savings that I had to use. And towards the end I went through all these doctors, I went through all these stomach specialists, and they couldn't solve the problem. And towards the end they thought I may have IBS, and they have to cut out on food, and one stood out the most was legume. So yeah, it was the journey that I had to go through. Is probably like 5 months. My parents, my family was really worried about me. I had to go in and out of the hospital, GP as well, Chinese medicine. And yeah, I nearly killed myself because I was poisoning myself. Lucky the Chinese medicine was helping me out. I was at the stage that I couldn't walk properly. I had to walk like tippy toe steps, and oh boy, that moving out may sound like a dream come true for everyone, but for me it was a lesson to be learned that made me grow stronger. Yeah, that was one of the moments. All I can say is that those who wants to move out, please save. You need more than $7,000 in your bank account to move out. If I didn't have any savings and moved out, I would have died, to be honest, for not paying, you know, my pretty much, you know, my medicals, and you know, Chinese medicine, they're not cheap, and you know, I had to stop work. I struggled to go to school. It was a journey last year, and plus I'm being by myself and missing home, missing family. Thought that this is the end of my life. But yeah, until now I still have problems. I have problems with lectin. I didn't mention about this, but soaking beans with this lectin, and that's the reason why when you soak the beans, the lectin will come out. It releases the toxin and poison, so for bugs and maybe birds can't eat it, therefore it contains a lot of lectin. And yeah, now I'm pretty much my stomach's very sensitive. My rib cages really hurt when I eat like tomatoes, capsicums, potatoes, the nightshade foods, and as well legume, including tofu. So yeah, I learned a hard lesson. So now I am allergic to lectin food. So yeah, that means I can't eat pasta. So yeah, that's my 1 year anniversary of moving out, and maybe in the future I'll talk about steps or tips for those who wants to move out. And that's my neighbour.